Hi, you must be Kevin.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. I'm Brittany.
Nice to meet you, Brittany.
Thank you for coming in today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Our goal here today is to learn more about each other. So we're going to start that off by asking you just a couple questions, okay? I did review your resume. I see that you're from Texas.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so when I graduated from Sam Houston State University, I wanted to work for a company that not only values its employees, but values its customers as well. I was never a job hopper when it came to working at places. So I wanted to work at a place right off the bat that I knew I was going to be there for a long time, and that my skills and my knowledge and all the resources that I have will definitely make me an asset to the company, where I can eventually, maybe that's the only job that I ever have my entire life, and I get to retire.
Yeah, it's definitely important to, to feel that you're needed and to feel that you're a big part. Tell me a little bit more about your goals.
Sure. So my goals is to establish myself in a company, whether it's an entry-level position or an intermediate position, where I can plant my feet, learn, grow, show everybody that I'm an asset there, really get that return on investment feeling for the owners. So my goal is to definitely, show my worth. I think a lot of things people struggle with is showing that they're actually worth something at their job. To me, it's something very, it's prideful for me. I don't want to be known as a lazy individual or, something other than, that employee that everybody can count on me to get the job done right the first time, all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely important to be consistent. What would you say your greatest weakness is?
My greatest weakness is that since I'm trying to become that or be that beacon that people can go to complete any task and things like that, and I do have a lot of knowledge and skills under my belt, that I tend to take over too many tasks. And by doing that, sometimes some tasks don't get completed in time, or they take a while to get completed, and it just makes it look like I'm not doing much, but really I'm taking care of 10 different tasks at the same time. So multitasking is definitely something I'm really well at, but if it's not done in a timely manner, it makes it look like I can't get anything done. So I'm trying to really prioritize myself really well when it comes to taking tasks.
Yeah, I can't talk. We're going to cut that out. I can't say prioritizing. Prioritizing tasks can definitely be difficult. I think it's definitely very important in order to get the job done and to get it done well. Like you said, it's something that's very important to you is to get it done well the first time, and prioritizing those tasks can definitely help you reach that goal of yours. What is your greatest strength, you would say?
My greatest strength is actually being able to organize myself in the different categories. Either you do the task, delete the task, delay the task, or delegate the task. That way I can structure myself, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to complete task A, and then from this time to this time, task B, C, D. That way that I know what I have to get done that day, what is the most important thing. And I know if I can take a few more days for task C, then I'll put that as one of the last things to do. With the time-sensitive stuff, I put up front, make sure that's completed, and I schedule myself enough time so that it's not rushed and it's done well, because I want to be able to complete these tasks the first time around every time.
Perfect. And how would you say that you handle pressure?
Pressure, I handle it actually pretty well, since I organize myself and I block out times of the day to complete tasks. It doesn't make me feel overwhelmed or under a lot of pressure. The pressure's definitely there, but since I know that I'm structural with everything that I'm completing, I know that, hey, if I'm going to be short for task C, I need to finish up task B a little bit faster than I anticipated, so I know I have enough time to complete everything, and it really helps the pressure, just kind of just fall off.
Yeah, it's definitely important in the car business, as you know, to be able to handle pressure well and to be able to schedule tasks well, that way that the whole day works together very well and things end seamlessly at the end of the day to make a closing.
Yep.
Tell me about a time where you have went above and beyond your job duties.
Sure. So way back when I was in college, I worked for Disney for 6 months. I did an internship, and we were were closing up the bell service dispatch station, and a customer showed up, and he tells me that his little girl lost her favorite little blanket, and she left it, or they left it on one of the buses coming back from one of the parks. So I was able to figure out the time frame of where they went and where they came from, where they went, which bus that was, which driver it was, where that bus was currently located at. I got one of the security people or somebody who works in the transportation department to go to that bus, find her favorite blanket that she left on the ground, and had it brought directly to the guest's door so the girl could sleep that night. Took me about 3 hours to complete, but I knew that there was a way to get it done, and I wanted to get it done because, you know, when you work for Disney, you know, everything for these guests, you know, these kids, these memories that they're always going to cherish, and you want this to be, you know, perfect for them, which is why I went out of my way. You know, it was a Bell Services, we handled luggage, not track down towels for people. You know, anybody else would have been like, hey, it's a lost cause, but since I knew there was a slight chance that I could find this thing, you know, I definitely was in contact with the guest the entire time, and he came up the next morning. He gave me a hug, and he said that his little girl was finally able to, you know, go to sleep after they turned in her favorite blankie back to her.
Okay, that's great. And, you know, that's also definitely another very important thing in the car business is to go above and beyond. You know, we don't want to just let the customer walk out the door feeling like they're just another sale, just another number. We really want them to feel important and feel like we're going to take care of them after the sale, and that we're going to do everything we can to make it right. So that's great. Tell me about a time where you've had to introduce a new policy to your subordinates, and how did you gain their cooperation?
So anytime that I had to implement any new policy or procedure, it's always best that you kind of spoon feed it to them, you know, before it becomes in place. Kind of tell them what it's about, how it's going to benefit them, what's in it for them, basically. That way they see the benefits of implementing this new policy, whether it's a new product, it's a new policy they have to adhere to. It's definitely best for you to introduce it to them, slowly get them to buy in, and then because when it comes time to implementing it, they're already bought it. You don't have to do it on the fly whenever it's crucial to either business, the customers, your money. You're already there whenever it comes time to implement that policy.
Okay, great. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. It's really great to have, you know, your subordinates see the value in what we're trying to implement, because change is inevitable and it's always happening, especially in an industry that we're in. What approach would you take in educating a customer on a product that they have difficulty understanding?
I would definitely make sure that I'm on the right product before going into depth on its specifications and how it's going to benefit them, because, you know, the last thing you want to do is start, you know, give them all the great information about how it's going to benefit them, and then find out halfway through that it's really not going to benefit them. So you really got to, you know, discover the pieces of information from the customer so that you know that, hey, this product that I have here is going to work perfect for them. And then after all, you do all the discovery, you understand what they actually need, so then you tie the benefits and the specifications that the product has and how it's going to help them, you know, better this that they have going on, better that, and so that they see the true value in this product, and it's not just something else that some guy's selling.
Again, it is great to have somebody see the value in something and to really make sure that that product is for that customer, because if you don't have them on the right product the first time, you know, they're not going to be happy down the road, and, you know, it just makes for, like you said, going above and beyond, making sure that this is the right thing for the customer. It's very important. Moving on from that, tell me about a time where you've had to overcome an objection, maybe on something that was the right thing for the customer, but there was just one small thing that they didn't agree with.
Okay. Yeah. So, you know, I've been in the sales industry for a while. You're always going to get that one customer that, you know, they don't really see the value in the product. So that's when you really have to ask the right, you know, why questions, get down to that root cause of their objection. And you'll find out that 9 times out of 10, it's probably because you're either on the wrong price or you're on the wrong product. So you go through the motions of asking, oh, so why do you feel this way about the product, or why do you think this? Have you done any research? That way you can kind of really get underneath the layers of what the customer's trying to put up. It's asking the right why questions to understand the root cause of their objection is the only way that you'll be able to overcome anything that the customer has to throw at you.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. We can, in life, never come to any kind of conclusion without knowing the root cause of anything. So that definitely makes sense. Tell me about a time where you have had to help a subordinate solve a problem.
Okay. So there was a time that there was a project that we needed to get done for signage, and this individual, I can't remember what their name was, it's been so long, but they could not figure out how to hook up the signage. When I started looking at it, I asked them to take everything down because it was like half of it put up. So I looked at it and I found out that they were actually using the wrong hardware that came with the signage. That's just why he was having so much hard time trying to put it up. So I was really, instead of just getting in there and just getting it done, I had to like backtrack, understand what he was trying to do, see everything that was going on. And that's when I realized that, hey, you're never going to get this sign up with this type of hardware. You need to get the other hardware that's in the back. And sure enough, I let him do it, and he got it done. He was pretty excited. He thanked me for it. And it looked good, and the manager for the store was quite excited about it because they was really delaying him on the rest of the signs in the store.
Great. Yeah, that definitely does sound like it would save some time to know exactly how to put things up. So that concludes all the questions that I have for you today. Are there any questions that you might have for me?
No, I think everything is pretty clear. I've done a lot of research on you guys, and if I have any questions, I'll definitely bring it up to your attention.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, we have a few more candidates to interview, but we should be making a decision by Wednesday.
Awesome.
So I will be sure to let you know if you do get chosen to move forward. We will actually get together on a time that works best for you, and we'll set up a second interview with our general manager. But thank you again for coming in.
Thank you, Brittany.